Coach of the Year Kevin O'Connell joins us after the big win last night. KC, how are you doing, and how'd you celebrate the win?
Yeah, it was pretty unique circumstances having the greatest football coach of all time, my first coach in the National Football League, guy who drafted me 17 years ago, believe it or not, hand me the award and announce it like that. Surreal moment for me, but it's an awesome award because what is it? It's an organizational award. So many great people in our building. Starts with our owners, coaches, players. That's who I hope understands this award is all about, and it's special. It really is, and fuels the fire that much more to go back to work and try to be back here in Super Bowl week under different circumstances next year, hopefully.
Absolutely.
For sure. I think there's a lot of reasons why you won the award, KOC, but one of them obviously was the year that Sam Darnold had.
Yep.
And so this is a question you're going to get a lot. I'm sure you'll get at the Combine as well. But would you like Sam back next year? Talk to me about the relationship you had this year and what you see potentially for the future of him.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I'm probably, most proud of this whole season. The team success is always the number one goal. But Sam's had a unique journey, and for him to commit to being a Minnesota Viking last year when he really could have signed anywhere and believed that that was the best place for him, and it really was just unbelievable to be there with him every step of the way. It started in training camp, started watching him just continuously grow with his teammates and watch these guys just gain confidence in him that translated into 1 win, 2 win, 3 wins, all the way to 14 wins, and didn't end the way that any of us wanted, but that doesn't take a single thing away from what Sam accomplished in this moment in his career. I'm so appreciative of Sam. But we find ourselves in a position where I believe he's the marquee quarterback if he were to make it to free agency. And he's earned the right, signed a 1-year contract with us, and it went as well as it did. So now there's probably a lot of teams that would love to have that kind of production from Sam Darnold in their offenses next year. We're still working through that dialogue, making the best decisions for what will ultimately be the best team we can build in 2025. Sam Darnold may or may not be a part of that, but that doesn't take away for 1 second what he meant to me in this organization.
Coach, you mentioned how it ended. I know you're talking to our friend Simpson Florio over there about how you watch back those last 2 games an ungodly amount of times. Yeah. Has that been productive as a process? What have you kind of learned from that?
Well, it's only productive because I've been through the torture of it enough now. But it's all part of it. Our jobs as coaches is to evaluate every layer of what took place in that game, and ultimately what happened, we got outplayed, we got outcoached, and we got to figure out how that happened, why that happened, and then build a team and coach in a way where we're prepared for that moment next year, because I do believe we'll be back. I do believe every year we hope to have a chance to get in that tournament and hopefully have a chance to compete for a world championship. But that doesn't take the sting out of what could have been, because I believed wholeheartedly in our team this year that we had everything in our team and what it would take to compete for a championship.
Coach, I've been doing this for a long time, and way back when Aaron Jones was a very young player with Green Bay, it would drive me crazy that Mike McCarthy would never use him in a full-time role. And so I started as a joke on my old podcast, Free Aaron Jones, #, Free Aaron Jones, and it sort of took a life on its own. It continues to this day. Aaron's written about it and everything like that. And I always say whenever this kid gets work, he produces. And I always say, this is what happens when you # Free Aaron Jones. Talk to me about Aaron's role this year. I know he's a free agent as well. I know obviously it's business, but would you like to have Aaron back as well? I guess I asked you a 2-part question. First, talk to me about Aaron this year and his role in your offense and what he meant to the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, over 1,500 yards all-purpose as the lead feature back, like you said, and that's what I envisioned for him. When I found out it would be possible to add a player of Aaron's caliber to our offense, it was how fast I could get to Green Bay to help him pack his stuff and come to Minnesota. But I think the biggest thing for me is what Aaron Jones brought that nobody really saw, and that's inside our building. For a player to come in and have the impact in that locker room that Aaron had, I think he's one of one as a human being in our league. I think he is still very capable of being that lead runner, that lead running back. He impacted our run game, our pass game. He can pass protect. He can do just about everything that we need our running back to do on our offense, and it impacted us greatly this year. So I would love to have Aaron back. But just like all of our free agents that had really good years, I imagine it's going to be a very competitive situation for Aaron's services, and it'll all be about the dialogue and making sure he knows how much we respect him and would love to have him back. But Aaron is one of my all-time favorites, and it didn't take long for him to establish himself within our organization or with me because of the type of player, but more importantly, the type of person he is.
I've interviewed him a few times. I have the same reaction. I don't know him the way you do, but he's one of those guys that has like a universal approval rating. Yep. Everyone that knows Aaron loves Aaron.
I mean, it's unbelievable. It really is across the whole league.
Yes.
Whether people have coached with him, played with him, you say Aaron Jones and normally somebody's smiling, talking about how great of a person that he is.
Yep. Coach, we'll ask you more about football in a second, but I want to talk to you about fashion. We've got a shot of your look, the KOC aesthetic from last night, where you were dressed all in black. The
Let's
man
go.
in black. I was watching the broadcast with a friend, and we kind of took a step back. It's like, wow, KOC looks very crisp. What went into that outfit? And was it your choice? Were you dressed by wardrobe, or how does that go?
No, I had nothing to do with that. What that was is actually my wife, Leah, who was there last night, unbelievable, and my 10-year-old son, Caden, about 2-3 weeks before the season ended, they kind of rolled the dice. We think Dad may be going to the NFL honors. So they went. I got a great company in Minnesota, the King Brothers, local company that kind of helped me out all season long. But I had nothing to do with the design, the execution, any of it. It actually had a cool little pattern on it, which my whole life when I went shopping, I would say, okay, put all the patterns over there, and then I would look at all these solids and things over here because I'm not the most exciting dresser in the world. In fact, somebody had me rate all of Justin Jefferson's game arrival attire this year, and I told them very honestly, I don't think I'm qualified in any way, shape, or form to help with this. But that was the look. It was all my wife and my son kind of putting it together. I thought they did a great job. I felt cool. That's all that matters. You look cool, you play good, I guess.
You win an award and you're looking good. That's it's a good night in the O'Connell household.
That's
for
right.
Sure. All right, let's get back to football for 1 second. I thought, obviously everyone knows Jefferson, everyone knows Jones, Darnold, Hawkinson. Great year from Jordan Addison as well. Is there somebody that we aren't seeing, that you're seeing every day in practice, that we'll see how the season shakes out, or the free agency shakes out and the team shakes out, that like, hey, once this kid gets some more reps, watch out?
Yeah, it's an easy one for me. Dallas Turner, our second first-round pick from a year ago. Dallas, as he progressed through the season, even he said it, he said things started to click for him. He just happened to play in the same position room as the two starters in the NFC in the Pro Bowl at the outside linebacker position. So as we progress forward, Dallas Turner is going to be a huge part of what we do. I can't wait to watch him have that year 1 to year 2 jump, the full offseason. Incredibly gifted as a pass rusher, incredible athlete, only going to grow in that Brian Flores scheme. We're very lucky to have Brian back.
I was just going to say,
as well.
Flo had an unbelievable year as well.
He really did. He really did.
Is there somebody on the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I would say a name that stepped up at different times this year for us that I know people saw, and I'm expecting a huge year 4 from him is Jalen Naylor.
Sure.
That number 3 receiver position, especially early on when we didn't have T.J. Hawkinson. Jordan Addison was dealing with some ankle injuries early on in the season. We went 5-0 to start the season, and Jalen Naylor had a huge role in that. Finished with, I think, 6 or 7 touchdowns, made some big catches on third down, able to stay healthy the whole season, which was always really the only hurdle he needed to overcome. I think he's going to have a big year 4. And then I just mentioned him, T.J. Hawkinson with a full offseason. He's healthy. The journey he went on from that significant injury kind of towards the tail end of 2023, the fact that he battled his way back and still had the impact he did this year is huge. But TJ is going to be a huge foundational piece alongside Justin and Jordan, Jalen Naylor in year 4, and then we'll see what that running back position looks like. Maybe Aaron Jones, toting that rock as the featured back, as you like to free him.
Please keep freeing Aaron Jones.
But yeah, and then we've got to continue to build up that offensive line around Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill on the edges, and keep having the players we have, keep growing and getting better, and trying to have the best team we can have.
Okay, well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. The betting market thought this Vikings team was going to win 7 games coming into the year. You go 14-3, an incredible season. So congratulations on the season. Congratulations on winning Coach of the Year, one of the great coaching jobs we've seen in the NFL. And congratulations on executing that crisp black outfit last night.
Yeah, that's right. And it all only happens because of I am here today with Sleep Number, and wanted to make sure I made that point of how important sleep is, and sports performance is everything, and I think Sleep Number and what those great folks do is huge. We got 86% of our team sleeping in Sleep Number beds. I would highly recommend it to you guys. Radio Row, kind of a grind of a week. Make sure you get back to your Sleep Number and get some good sleep.
Yeah, do you have a Sleep Number rep? Can you hook me up? Can you get me in touch with somebody?
I got somebody, I wouldn't say I could throw a football and hit them right now, because Lord knows that's why my career ended early, but I've got the people to talk to.
Well, thank you to Sleep Number for making you available to us. We really appreciate it. And again, congratulations on a great season and winning the award last night. This man won a lot of money. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm a KOC fan." This one actually put money where it was. He won a lot of money on you.
You were excited when you won the award. I would argue I was perhaps more excited. So thank you for winning the award. Thank you for the 3rd and 2 pass to Cam Akers against the Packers to win that game, which I think might have locked it up for you.
You know what? Dinner on you tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
You name the place, I'll be there.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.